Bunny, Swallow, Singing Francine, Shadow, Arrow, Maestro, Rootsman, Blacks, Sandoli, Ras Shorty Eye, plus lots more. Their music still lives on in our heart. An unforgettable night as we celebrate their legacy in Gone But Not Forgotten. Wednesday, February 4th at Napa and Thursday, February 5th at Sapa. Showtime both nights, 6:30 p.m. Your master of ceremonies, Sonny Bling.
Tickets $300 and $250.
Early bird tickets bought by Monday, January 26th. Cost $50 less.
Available at Crosby's, Jumbo Foods Barataria, Mart's Liquor Palace, Digomate Main Road, all Kenny Sports, Western Union, Tuna Puna, all Extra Foods, Athletes by the Park, and IslandEatTickets.com. An extra $10 off for online purchases. For more info, call 732-3402. Gone, but not forgotten.
Money is something we all deal with, but how many of us truly understand it? What if you could make better decisions with your money? Decisions that secure your future, protect your family, and bring you peace of mind. I'm Darren Jacobs, and I'm here to help you make sense of your dollars. Welcome to Dollars and Cents, the show that breaks down the financial world in ways that matter to you. No jargon, no confusion, just real conversations about money, your money. So join me every Wednesday at 10 a.m. on WESN for Dollars and Cents.
The home of Caribbean content is growing, and we welcome you to be a part of the #1 platform for young personalities who are driven to make a positive impact in society. As we continue to reach every corner of Trinidad and Tobago through our daily broadcasts, our social media pages, or through our 75+ digital billboards across the nation, contact us to learn about our competitive rates via marketing at wesncc.com or call us at 628-5835. WESN Content Capital, television with a difference.
If you are a migrant currently living in Trinidad and Tobago without legal immigration status, this message is for you. The government of Trinidad and Tobago has introduced a special registration process for migrants who have overstayed or entered the country illegally. The online registration process will begin from Monday 26th of January and end on Wednesday 25th of February 2026. All applicants are first required to register through the official portal at migrantregistration.gov.tt. That's migrantregistration.gov.tt. After completing the online registration, there will be a mandatory in-person processing and verification which begins at the end of February 2026. The start date for that phase will be announced through official government channels. The in-person registration will take place at the Hazley Crawford Stadium, Port of Spain, the Atto Bolden Stadium in Balmain, Couva, and the Larry Gomes Stadium in Malabar, Arima, as well as the Dwight York Stadium, Bacalet, Scarborough, Tobago. Applicants will undergo a comprehensive verification process which will include vetting by the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service involving fingerprinting and background checks. You will also be required to undergo basic medical screening. Upon completion of the registration process, successful applicants will be required to pay $700 for the migrant registration card. The ministry reminds undocumented migrants your participation in this exercise is essential, as failure to register during this window will result in deportation. This special registration process for migrants is your opportunity to be documented, protected, and allowed to work legally in Trinidad and Tobago for a defined period. For additional instructions, along with online application and required forms, visit the official portal at migrantregistration.gov.tt. That's migrantregistration.gov.tt. This message brought to you by the Ministry of Homeland Security and the Information Division, Office of the Prime Minister.
Every day, we communicate through stories. Stories of ourselves, our challenges, our goals, our experiences, and our aspirations. Storytelling is an art that we have mastered. WESN Film Studios comprises a collaborative team of experts with extensive industry experience locally, regionally, and internationally. The ability of your business to successfully communicate with your preferred audience depends on the strength of the stories you tell. Your vision should be communicated in a high-quality, professional, and creative way. From concept to post-production, advertising to film, multi-camera productions, live events, streaming, and virtual conferencing, we are WESN Film Studio. Let your own unique voice be heard and your vision realized. Call us today at 628-5835 for your next production.
Join the face of sports host Andre Batiste alongside his NFL co-host Shawn Michael Small at the WESN Super Bowl watch party. The location, Murray's on Moco-Rapa Road, Super Bowl 60, Patriots versus Seahawks. Join us to watch the conclusion of a great season of American football, the spectacle of the halftime show, and the phenomenon of Super Bowl ads. 6 p.m. February 8th, Murray's on Moco-Rapa Road. See you there.
Hi, I am Emiliana Beechan and I am a mental health and conflict resolution consultant. Welcome to Mind Matters, the show where we explore the intricate world of mental health and the art of conflict resolution. Join us as we hear from mental health professionals, conflict resolution experts, and everyday people who have transformed their lives through understanding and communication. Mind Matters, coming soon to WESN Content Capital.
In Trinidad and Tobago, cervical cancer still remains a serious health problem, ranking the third most frequent cancer among women in this country.
So you may be happily at home not knowing you might have the early signs or the early stages of cervical cancer. So the first thing is that it can be completely without any symptoms or signs.
You come in. Long time I see you. This station complete. Ready for children party. Mommy! Jay, you can't go nowhere with these children. And you know you can't depend on Kevin neither Stephen to see about them. Yeah, total waste. So I supposed to stay home whole time? Jada is 12. She could see about that. You just leave Jada to see about Kia and Kayla? I thought it's your mother or your sister. Who? Them always busy. Jada could handle that. She cooking and cleaning a long time. And the next two, better know what time it is. It's only me, you know. I will talk to my mother. She just home these days. She will make sure the children okay. Alright. Let me see the moves for later.
Before you ramage, make sure the children okay. Call 996 to report all child abuse now. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
Previously on Cover Star.
Just keeping on with my flow.
We met the voices and we met our first two panels of judges. Episode 1, Vonette Bickford and myself, Hannah Abdul. Episode 2, Candice Alcantara and the piano girl Johanna. And shout out to our judges for tonight's episode, Jarrell Forbes, Luke Samerson, and Vonette is back. Over the last 2 episodes, we got into the covers and the judges looked, listened, and scored. 2 contestants were unable to perform due to illness. They did not score and they were out of the running. This is Cover Star, where music history meets its next voice.
On WESN, the content capital.
Last year, you had the time of your life.
Amplia!
This year will be even more fantastic. Get your tickets now for Gone But Not Forgotten 2.
I feel like home. They gave us the memory.
Woman, you could run away too.
They gave us the rhythms of life. Now let's give them their flowers.
Trinidad and Tobago, join us for a special tribute to our legendary musical icons who have passed on in Gone But Not Forgotten.
Including Bunny, Swallow, Singing Francine, Shadow, Arrow, Maestro, Rootsman, Lax, Sandoli, Rash Shorty Eye, plus lots more. Their music still lives on in our heart. An unforgettable night as we celebrate their legacy in Gone But Not Forgotten. Wednesday, February 4th at Napa and Thursday, February 5th at Sapa. Showtime both nights, 6:30 p.m. Your master of ceremonies, Sonny Bling.
Tickets $300 and $250.
Early bird tickets bought by Monday, January 26th. Cost $50 less.
Available at Crosby's, Jumbo Foods Barataria, Mart's Liquor Palace, Diego Martin Main Road, all Kenny Sports, Western Union, Tuna Buna, all Extra Foods, Athletes by the Park, and IslandEtickets.com. An extra $10 off for online purchases. For more info, call 732-3402. Gone, but not forgotten.
WESN.
Good morning and welcome to AM Prime on WESN. I'm Naomi McNish.
I'm Takia Thompson. And right away we want to jump into it, looking at news in Tobago where ongoing challenges with inter-island cargo shipping are beginning to affect supply of goods. Recent reports indicate that the absence of a fully operational cargo vessel has led to delays in shipments from Trinidad, with early shortages being felt in areas like construction materials, retail supplies, and general stock. Business have been warning that if the situation continues, consumers could soon see higher prices and limited availability on certain items. To help us better understand what's happening and what it means on the ground and what solutions may be on the table, we're joined by Curtis Williams, chairman of the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce. Good morning, Mr. Williams.
Hi, good morning to you and your viewers and your listeners. And welcome, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you so much for taking the time this morning to sit down and chat with us. Getting into the first, as Takia said, to help us understand what's happening on the ground. So as someone who's there and, seeing what's on the ground, how serious is the supply shortage right now for Tobago?
Well, as we all knew that the Cabo Star have been out of service from the 11th to 12th, the contract came to an end and they have new owners. The new owners decided to take the vessel and leave. The government and the THA knew about that. We, private sector also, we knew about it as well. So it was it's up to the government to put the necessary things in place for a replacement vessel. We did get that replacement vessel, which was the Blue Wave Harmony. The vessel was a bit delayed, and it did get down here about late January. They went on 2 sea trials, and the first one was successful. The second one, there was an accident. Apparently, the vessel ran into the pier and damaged its hull. Very bad damage that the vessel could not sail because of the damage. Where the damage was, it was below the waterline. So that damage was to be repaired. In the meantime that all of this is happening, there were no cargo vessel moving between Trinidad and Tobago from the 12th of January. So all non-food and beverage materials were left in Port of Spain. No one could have moved any construction, any non-food and beverage item. So the island began running into a shortage on construction material. Today, there's no cement. Don't ask for cement. There's 0 cement on the island. There's limited amount of steel. There's limited amount of blocks. There's limited amount of sand. And when we say limited amount, we're talking about probably just a bag or 2 at various hardwares. So the construction sector have come to a grinding halt at this moment. I and all have a bit of construction going on, and nothing my contractor can do because there's no cement on the island. The food and beverage sector, they have reached a stage where they're past stock. And when we say past stock, we mean the level of stock that you will have in your inventory that will trigger your purchasing people to go and reorder. And now most of them, if not all the food and beverage, the supermarkets, they are under past stock. So that meant they ought to be replenishing, and there's no way they can replenish because what have been put in place, which was the TT Spirit and the Galleon Passage, don't have adequate accommodation for the trucks. And now the Spirit is down, and we don't know when the Spirit will ever be back in service. So we left with the Galleon Passage. The Galleon Passage, it's like a fishing boat. It can't help. It can't carry anything. So the island here, we are glooming to a crisis in food and beverage. So give us 1 more week, and if we don't get something positive happening in terms of food and beverage, we could have a small crisis here on the island if we don't have nothing within a week, because we are glooming towards that.
With that, when you look at the possible or the potential for prices to increase, how soon might Tobagonians feel that at the checkout counter when purchasing goods?
Well, what we see happening in the streams of things, there are other things that are attacking us. We as SMEs, we have the liquor license for most of our mini marts moving from $1,800 to $9,000. That was proposed. We had to verify that information because we at the Inland Revenue, the folks are telling us that your license is going to increase. So you can imagine you have a small bar or a small mini mart in the country, in Landsome, Tobago, and you're going to pay from $1,800, I'm talking $1,800 to $9,000. And that's just one. We see that the natural gas for manufacturers have gone up. And TCL indicated that they're 15% increase immediately on their cement. So we don't have any cement, and they're already increasing cement. So we know the construction sector prices will definitely rise. If you have to put on additional in a room, any bit of construction, you will be paying more. And with that setup of manufacturing sector, most of the items that we get into Tobago are manufactured in Trinidad. So we expect some prices adjustment coming to Tobago with those items coming across. It's just a matter of time before we get the schedule indicating that prices are definitely going up.
So looking at it, you said you'd probably give it a week or 2 before things worsen. So do you see it as a short-term hiccup, or this could be something that continues to prolong if nothing changes?
Well, as we speak, I have up to yesterday. I visited 6 supermarkets on the island. What we have is we have basic stuff. We have rice, sugar, flour, and oil, and so forth. We have things for breakfast. You have cheese. You have cricks. There's no bread, because normally the bread is transferred from Trinidad to Tobago. As soon as the kids reach to drop off any kind of bread, it's gone. It's definitely gone. The amount they used to move with the bigger vessel, now they only could move probably 1 or 2 trucks. So there's limited amount of bread, but there's flour, so we can make bread. We're resourceful persons in Tobago. We can make bread, so that we shouldn't have a challenge with that. But what we're saying is that the supermarkets are telling me, Curtis, my stock is down. It's really down. I'm at a level where I ought to be reordering. And if I cannot reorder at the rate in which I ought to reorder, give me 1 week, and then things will start to get short. And we're talking about things as priority items will be short. So right now, instead of having 3 brands of ketchup or 3 brands of toilet paper, you may only have 2 or 1 brand. So you're not limited to the 3 brands in which your supermarket normally carry. You will be limited because, again, there's availability of stock. So when you have 3 flavors of a drink, you may only have 1 flavor of that said drink, because the other 2 flavors are just not available, and they just can't get it across to Tobago.
Now, one of the solutions you call for is 2 dedicated vessels. Why do you think that would, or how would that prevent something like this happening again in the future? Who would you all have to plead with to try to get that to happen?
I'm in business over 30 years, and I have seen all aspects of what's going on the sea bridge, the air bridge, you name it. I've been there, I'm seen it. And the issue is that we always try to put a plaster on a sore. And we're not going to sit down clinically and speak to us, the users of the vessel, the users, and all of us here in Tobago who uses the vessels, and in Trinidad as well. And one of the solutions that they came up with is to have 2 smaller fit vessels that can move cargo between the 2 islands. So in cases where one vessel have to go and dry dock, wet dock, or there's an emergency, or there's something wrong with one vessel, there is another one. The same thing with the fast ferries. So we have the AP James and we have the Booker Reef. Right now, the Booker Reef is out of service, so the AP James is handling the load. Right? Forget about the Galleon Passage and, well, Spirit gone. So, and that's what we meant. So if one of your cargo vessels is down, then there's another one that can handle. So one is in Trinidad, one is in Tobago, and they cross each other. The capacity don't have to be as big as the Galleon Passage or at the Blue Wave. It could be a smaller capacity. But the idea behind it is that every day you will have movement of cargo between the 2 islands, which is critical for us. Because our sea bridge is like the highway between Port of Spain and San Fernando. So when you cut or you block that highway and that artery, which is linking Tobago to Trinidad, then it becomes an issue for us on the island. The commerce, everything is down. There's nothing much. And then, I mean, at the end of the day, we are all feeling the hurt across here, because your life now going on a pause. There's a big button you hit pause. The banks don't pause your loan. The bank don't pause my mortgage. So I still have to pay my mortgage. I still have to pay my loan. I still have to pay my workers. So everything continues in terms of payment, but their income is restricted. And that's where the revenue, we've seen most of them are indicating to me, Curtis, my revenue is restricted. And so what happens in those instances? And that's the reason why we mentioned having 2 ferries or 2 cargo vessels to treat with the cargo.
Don't you think that it might be a bit much to say if we get 2 vessels, if already the one, or even when it comes to the ferries, because there have been assurances about vessel repairs and contingency plans, but we're not seeing that happening quickly enough, to avoid things like this happening. Now, if we have 2 vessels, that might just create more workload, and maybe, we will end up in a similar situation or even worse with more, let's say, debt, or having to fix the vessels if anything would happen.
But when we say 2 vessels, those vessels have to be purpose-built. That's not old thing we're going to pick up somewhere. Those vessels must be purpose-built, and we give them all the specs. I mean, a couple of years ago, we spoke to NITCO, we spoke to the then minister, and we give them all the plans, we give them all the suggestions. They were, RFP went out, and then all of a sudden, everything that's gone quiet. and nobody knows what's going on. I mean, the Blue Wave is just an interim vessel. That vessel is just here for just an interim, so that's a short-term fix. But we are speaking about a long-term fix, because for my last 30 years plus in business, I am seeing that the cargo situation on the port is just the same and even worse in some instances. So hence the reason why I'm saying we need to sit down and get a proper fix. And the proper fix is to get 2 brand new vessels, not those 30-year-old and 50-year-old and old vessels. They're bringing them here, they're breaking down, they're having issues. I mean, you name it, fire on board, rudder ain't working, ramp ain't working, you just name it. They have all kind of issues. But let's get 2 purpose-built vessels for the cargo run, and then that will solve the problem. We can't look at cost, because everybody talks about cost. What's the cost to run PTSC? There's a cost to run PTSC. You don't pay the price. What's the cost to run Caribbean Airline? There's a cost to run Caribbean Airline, but we don't pay the right price. And those are services that the government ought to put in, because to connect the 2 islands, for commerce to happen between Trinidad and Tobago, for us to survive in Tobago, we need a reliable sea bridge. We need a reliable air bridge. And we need cargoes to move from the island. There's nothing, the manufacturing sector in Tobago is zero. There's nothing manufactured here. So everything across in Tobago comes from Trinidad. And it's important that we keep that link, that connectivity is sustainable in a real meaningful manner. So we can't look at cost. If we're looking at cost, then it's best we cut the islands off. There can't be no cost to talk about.
Right. So from your perspective, would you say there has been coordination between the private sector as well as the Port Authority and government agency to make some kind of longevity change in what's happening? I know you mentioned what would help would be the 2 new cargo ships, but like what else in terms of could be done? And how are you going to make sure that everything is in coordination to get it done?
Let me bring it to reality. Within the last 5 years, I've been to over 15 to 20 meetings treating with this vessel issue. Right? So I could tell you, we have written, we have given suggestions, we have done almost everything we could humanly done to treat with this cargo issue. And I met that, I don't know, we have met with the port, we have met with the ministry, we have met with the ministry and the port, we met with all sort of this regime, this present government. We met with her, Jolene John, and with the THA, and we met with contractors, associate contractors, the truckers. Everybody we met, everyone gave their suggestion about the cargo vessels and all the suggestions to keep the connectivity going on. We met with everybody. Right? We give suggestions. We don't only comment. We don't always come with issues, but we give suggestions as well. And that was one of the suggestions we gave to them about having 2 purpose-built vessels to treat with the issues that we have at hand. Just as how we treat with the fast ferry, we have 2 purpose-built fast ferry that are doing really good. So hence the reason why we asked for 2 of the cargo, so that we could have that connectivity, that seamless transfer of goods and between the 2 islands. Without that, I don't think there's any other solution, because we just will be putting plaster on a big saw. And that's what happens there with the Cabo Star, I mean, with the what they call it, Blue Wave now. We see where we are now, and the crisis is looming. Construction is at a grinding halt on the island. The hardware is looking at reducing staff, sending people home, because you can't continue running business and you don't have materials to sell. And that's what the reality. The food and beverage areas they're coming down. Their stock, they are way below, and they will be the ones start to cry, and they will see all the issues happening. But again, as I said, we are looming, right? The food and beverage areas. We have food stock in place. We're talking about the essential food stock. But come next week, if this continue without some proper intervention by the government, we will have an issue in Tobago.
So, Mr. Williams, and what do you think is the most urgent action that needs to be taken right now to prevent the further fallout or the crisis getting worse by next week?
Well, it was banty around last night. We had our meeting. We had our management meeting to treat with it, to give suggestions. And well, the little minister, she came up with a suggestion of renting a barge or a barge type vessel, and as an interim. And I think she shouldn't wait Don't wait. We're not seeing the blue wave coming anywhere soon. We knew that when a vessel of that nature go through repairs, because it was a gashing hole. The hole was big. You can see yourself through on one end of the vessel to on the other end. It wasn't a small hole. It was a big hole, long big hole. It's a massive hole, and damage. So the vessel have to undergo all the different tests, and insurance have to come in, and surveyors have to come in. It's gonna take some time. So in the interim, we're asking them to probably provide us with a badge or some sort of, we just need to move cargo between the two islands, something safe that we can move the cargo, because right now the construction is in crisis, and food and beverage will be just coming to reach the construction soon.
Once that starts happening and, you know, cargo is started to move between the two islands, would things bounce back quickly? Or do you think it has gotten way too bad for that to happen, for it to have a quick recovery?
Well, the recovery process, the barge can't do the recovery process. The barge will just be only putting a Band-Aid. The real thing is to get the vessel back up and get the blue wave, because it has some capacity to start operating on a daily basis and moving the cargo, because there's so much cargo that is stored on the port waiting to get across to Tobago. There's so much suppliers waiting to get the goods across here, and vice versa. There are people who work within that sector who cannot do nothing. The scrap iron folks can't do nothing. There are a lot of folks that moving stuff between the island and just cannot do anything. So it's not only construction, there are other materials, other things that people bring up, the cars, the new car dealers and them who are cars to bring to Tobago. They are suffering too. They can't bring up their cars as they want. And if they have to send drivers down to Trinidad and have them overnight, or as the case may be, and let they come back up, because it's not that easy to get a ticket on the APT James. It's only one vessel operating now because the other one is on dry dock. So it's not that easy to secure a ticket on that vessel, right? That's pulling out to here to get the ticket there. So it's a bit of a challenge all around, and we into the carnival season. We see what happened with the Pan. The Pan have cancelled. You know, this was a big event for this weekend in Tobago. The Panorama Finals, a small band. We all looking forward to it. So that fallout of that, and that's hundreds of thousands of dollars of revenue that Tobago lost. You know, the caterers, the hospitality people, the hotels, the guest houses, they lost a big chunk of money there by just not being able to host the Panorama. So it's a lot happening in this space, and I think that it's time the government come in and say something, do something, and don't wait until we go into a stage, as you said, a stage where coming back will take more than just doing.
Yeah. Now before we go, I know, so you've shared, you know, what is happening in Tobago, but what is the vibe like in Tobago amongst the citizens currently? I mean, I would imagine things are moving really slow. Is it that people aren't going out to work? Is it, you know, you can't shop, you can't, what is the atmosphere like?
Well, in terms of construction, zero. You halt. You can't do nothing in construction. In terms of food and beverage, people are going about their business. They're buying. Again, the basic items are available, so you can get the basic items. A lot of folks is, you know, is talking about what's going on. Yeah. And that's what's happening there. Yeah.
Right. Has it been a problem for restaurants to function normally?
Well, some of the restaurants and them go and get some of the supplies that they so desire. Some of the premium stuff, cold storage, I know for one is a big issue. So you mightn't get all the steak that you want. You might get all the shrimps that you so desire. Whatever stock they have, they're going to utilize whatever stock in the meantime. But if, as I indicated, if by next week something doesn't happen material-wise, then we definitely will have issues with food and beverage.
Yeah. Wow. All right, Mr. Williams, thank you so much for your time this morning and helping us to understand further what's happening. And do please keep us updated further with any progress that is made. And I really hope something happens soon. At least the, as you mentioned, the badge
put in place, yeah.
Just so something can start moving between the two islands.
Okay then. Okay, thanks for having me. And
No
you guys have a good day.
Same to you. All right, so we are going to take a quick break now. When we come back, we do have Wild Wednesday. Today is Wild Wednesday. Unfortunately, Mr. Mead unfortunately, Mr. Mead will not be joining us live this morning, but do enjoy another replay of Wild Wednesday.
Join the Face of Sports host, Andre Batiste, alongside his NFL co-host, Sean Michael Small, at the WESN Super Bowl watch party. The location, Murray's on Mocha Rapa Road, Super Bowl 60, Patriots versus Seahawks. Join us to watch the conclusion of a great season of American football, the spectacle of the halftime show, and the phenomenon of Super Bowl ads. 6 p.m. February 8th, Murray's on Mocha Rapa Road. See you there.
Hi, I am Emiliana Beechan, and I am a mental health and conflict resolution consultant. Welcome to Mind Matters, the show where we explore the intricate world of mental health and the art of conflict resolution. Join us as we hear from mental health professionals, conflict resolution experts, and everyday people who have transformed their lives through understanding and communication. Mind Matters, coming soon to WESN Content Capital.
Maybe he landed here totally by coincidence. But if by chance he's admiring your fresh coat of Benjamin Moore soft sky blue, well, that's a pretty high compliment. Coming from an expert.
Don't stop.
Previously on Cover Star.
Just keeping on with my flow.
We met the voices, and we met our first 2 panels of judges. Episode 1, Vonette Bickford and myself, Hannah Abdul. Episode 2, Candice Alcantara and the piano girl Johanna. And shout out to our judges for tonight's episode, Jarrell Forbes, Luke Samerson, and Vonette is back. Over the last 2 episodes, we got into the covers, and the judges looked, listened, and scored. 2 contestants were unable to perform due to illness. They did not score, and they were out of the running. This is Cover Star, where music history meets its next voice.
On WESN, the content capital.
As you come in. Long time I see you. This station complete. Ready for children party. Mommy! Jay, you can't go nowhere with these children. And you know you can't depend on Kevin neither Steven to see about them. Yeah, total waste. So I supposed to stay home the whole time? Jada is 12. She could see about them. You just leave Jada to see about Kia and Kayla. I thought it was your mother or your sister. Who? Them always busy. Jada could handle that. She cooking and cleaning a long time. And the next 2, better know what time it is. It's only me, you know. I will talk to my mother. She just home these days. She will make sure the children okay. Alright. Let me see the moves for later.
Before you ramage, make sure the children okay. Call 996 to report all child abuse now. A message from the Children's Authority of Trinidad and Tobago.
Last year, you had the time of your life. This year will be even more fantastic. Get your tickets now for Gone But Not Forgotten 2.
I feel like home. They gave us the memory.
Woman, you could run away too.
They gave us the rhythms of life. Now let's give them their flowers.
Trinidad and Tobago, join us for a special tribute to our legendary musical icons who have passed on, gone, but not forgotten.
Including Funny, Swallow, Singing Francine, Shadow, Arrow, Maestro, Rootsman, Blacks, Sandoli, Ras Shorty Eye, plus lots more. Their music still lives on in our heart. An unforgettable night as we celebrate their legacy in Gone But Not Forgotten. Wednesday, February 4th at Napa and Thursday, February 5th at Sapa. Showtime both nights, 6:30 p.m. Your master of ceremonies, Sonny Bling.
Tickets $300 and $250.
Early bird tickets bought by Monday, January 26th. Cost $50 less.
Available at Crosby's, Jumbo Foods Barataria, Mart's Liquor Palace, Digomate Main Road, all Kenny Sports, Western Union, Tuna Buna, all Extra Foods, Athletes by the Park, and IslandEtickets.com. An extra $10 off for online purchases. For more info, call 732-3402. Gone, but not forgotten.
Welcome back. Hi. So, I think Jada's face says it all. Y'all are in for a treat this morning. I'm trying to gather myself. I think during the break we were both trying to gather ourselves. I'm not gathered. So, as usual, we're joined by Mr. Ricardo Mead this morning. Good morning, Mr. Mead.
Good morning, ladies. Isn't it a wonderful morning? It's always wonderful on a Wednesday when I get to sit here with these two lovely ladies and share our wildlife with this wonderful audience out there on the WWW. And today is one such day. It's a wonderful Wednesday, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Wednesday. It is.
It's going to be wild today.
So, this morning.
Today.
I don't know how we're going to do this, but for the sake of you guys watching and education, the animal that we have with us this morning, tell us more.
This morning we have with us, drum roll please. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea because I forgot vibrations kind of stimulate this animal into activity. So, oh boy, we may have just. But without much further ado, let's present.
No, absolutely
Aviculia, the pink-toed tarantula, or the
say that again.
The pink-toed tarantula, named quite appropriately because his toes or her toes are pink. So it's very easy. So this is your typical, the big black hairy spider that is coming in my house all the time.
No.
We hear that all the time. It have a big black hairy spider that's coming in my house.
I've never seen a big black hairy spider in my house.
Well, if you're living in town, your chances are slim.
No, I live in countryside.
That has been burnt out.
Ooh.
So the possibility of those animals existing are very limited.
Oh, okay.
Okay, they would have been killed by fire. As many animals are being killed by fire right now. But in places where there is still some trees standing and some actually secondary forests, these guys are quite common. And they would journey into our homes, not looking for crickets and anything like that, but for insects. They're insectivores. They will eat insects, and that's why they're important. So let me see if I can get this guy out for the camera.
No, absolutely not. Keep that thing right there. Right there.
Or maybe the camera can come in a bit there so we can get, our viewers out there would love to see this amazing creature.
Jada. Mr. Mead, I urge you to keep that thing in the box.
So he's going to just crawl onto my arm here. There we go. And I'm sure we can just pick that up there. That is our pink-toe tarantula. So this is an adult. I believe it's a male. There's a slight difference between the male and females that can be detected as they get older. But the funny thing with them is that when they're babies, the coloration is reversed. Their toes are black and their bodies are pink. And they somehow, I'm not sure at what stage, it really just switches around where their toes become pink and their body becomes black. So this is not an insect. Let's start off there because insects have how many legs?
6.
6, correct. You go to the front of the class. While this is an anacrid, right? Just like a crab. Anacrid, right? So that's where we get anacrophobia from. Like this young lady right next to me is displaying at the current time. But I don't think it's just anacrophobia. She's just wildophobia. Like yeah, for everything, right? You should see her when the little owl fluttered his wings. She almost died. Okay, I'm letting out your secrets right here. But yes, so this creepy crawly, we like to call him, it's a bug, a creepy crawly, is closely related to the crabs. Okay, 8 legs. And it grows by literally molting its skin, its shell or exoskeleton. So many times you've been along the beach and you saw this pretty red-looking crab just sitting on the rocks, and you went and you picked it up and it literally crumbles in your hands. That's because it's a molt. They molted the exoskeleton, or it just never runs away. Okay. Because I know you wouldn't probably try to pick it up, but for those of us who have picked it up, it literally crumbles in our hand. It's like chalk. It's because that's the exoskeleton. So the spider, the crab, would emerge from inside of that shell. The shell would remain there, and they move along. So many people who have kept this, the amazing thing is you wake up in the morning, sometimes you go to sleep, there's one tarantula. You wake up in the morning, and there are 2 tarantulas right next to each other, perfectly formed. So you have the real tarantula there, and the other one is actually the exoskeleton or the shell. Remember, they do not have an internal skeletal structure like us, so it's all outside. So now you go and you pick up the tarantula, it just crumbles in your hand. That is because it's the shell. All right, don't worry about the movement. He's not going to jump out or go crazy. You know, I'm just going to make sure I try to get it so that the people out there get a good view of this animal. So while this animal has a mild venom, much akin to a bee sting, so only persons like myself who are possibly allergic to bee stings should worry. Other people, if you're not allergic to bee stings, you have nothing to worry about. Firstly, it's one of the most difficult things in the world to get such a tarantula to bite you. You have to actually try to hold it and grab it like a predator for it to bite. But he will display his other defenses mechanisms first. Firstly, if it sees you coming, it will try to run away. No confrontation. Let's leave it alone. Okay, don't start nothing, there ain't gonna be nothing. But if you're damn fast, like most Trinis, and you still want confrontation, you will escalate to the next level. The next level, it will actually poop on you. It has the ability to eject its poop up to probably about 36 inches away. Some say 48, but I can definitely attest to 36 inches. This animal can shoot its poop.
You've been pooped on?
Huh?
You've been pooped on?
I've been pooped on. You have not been a spider handler unless you've been pooped on. And they do it without warning. They don't know why they can be upset sometimes. Sometimes your breath just like, oh God, yeah. Okay, so from here, if I took him out right here, Jada, and he didn't like your earring, he can hit you right there.
Well, that's rude.
Just a white, well, yeah, it is, but it's his defense. Okay, and people are like, why would it want to do that? So imagine you're a lizard, for example, okay, like a zandali, and he sees him walking along the ground, and the zandali comes up and grabs him like, oh my gosh, a nice juicy spider, and he poops in his zandali mouth. The zandali's gonna go, oh, kitty, that is disgusting. And while he opens his mouth and exclaims how disgusting it is, he said, goodbye, and he's gone. So that's how a defense works. Yes. It works with all animals. Almost all animals will poop under fear, including us humans. You know, so I'm sure, you know, possibly, you know, many of our people who have encountered this would have probably done that, and you see them excuse themselves and go to the bathroom once or twice. Yeah. Okay, so it's a natural defense. Then it has these hairs on its body, and the hairs are quite irritating to your skin. Your palms, nothing. Your palms are tough. But in your skin, the back of your hands, even like on your arms and so on, where it's a little more sensitive, it will bother you. So it can release those hairs, and you will be itchy and scratchy. Yeah. And while you're itching and scratching, he's gone.
Yes.
And finally, if you just don't want to learn, he decides, I have no choice. You have chosen violence, you are going to get violence. As a final resort, this animal will bite you. And that's it. That's his stage as he escalates. You know, you escalate, he escalates. Biting will never be the first option. So I've been handling these guys for more than 50 years, and I have never been bitten. Let's hope today is not the day.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be today. We're gonna be good.
What are its main like predators? Like, what comes after it?
Daddy with his pair of slippers. So he comes in the house and goes around the light. Why do you think they go around lights? Lights attract?
Insects.
Correct. That's what he's after. Okay, but you see it and you scream, Daddy, it's a big hairy spider. And Daddy comes over with his size 11 slippers. Where it is? Look it on the wall there. And then he proceeds to hit him. Blah. Legs, guts, everything everywhere. Spider dead. You feel good? Gone. Well, what did you do? You just removed something, killed something that was actually helping you by removing insects from your home.
So how do we safely remove them?
Safely remove them. Get a clear bowl or glass. Place it over it. And then slide a piece of paper or cardboard under it. And now you would see you have it trapped. Take it outside and let it go. It's that simple. Okay, I suggest clear because if you use...
unless you go to cover it with a bowl and it jumps. then what?
Very, very unlikely, you know. And if it jumps at that point, you do employ your poop method. You crap yourself and then go about your business. As many people. It's still not as bad as a flying cockroach, which will be our special guest next week.
Nope. Wow.
You don't like cockroaches?
Nope.
You don't like cockroaches? Nope. If you have a choice, spiders or cockroaches, which would you choose?
Neither. I'll be sick on both.
No, you have to choose one.
Choose one.
Choice must be made.
The spider.
Okay, and you? Which one you choose?
I decline to comment.
Choose one.
I decline to comment.
You have to choose one.
Perhaps the cockroach because it's smaller.
It's smaller?
No.
Oh, you haven't seen the cockroach that we're going to bring.
Yeah. And cockroaches are disgusting. The way they move, they get into crevices it's a no for me. The spider could stay there, you know, he chill. Once you don't come out.
Just remember the spiders like this eat the cockroaches.
Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Okay, so I'll take the spider.
Me as well.
Especially over the German cockroaches.
Because that cockroach not helping me in any way. No, but if you bring the cockroach, it's going to be in something, right?
Huh?
If we bring the cockroach, it's going to be in something.
Yeah, it's going to be in the studio.
Do you see how he terrorizes us? We can play Let's Find the Cockroach, Let It Loose.
Yeah. But even the cockroaches, they're finding out if the nutritional value and the potential for cockroaches for human nutrition. Okay, well, high in protein, processed, it can provide a substitute protein for animals that we in turn eat. I mean, although there's some countries in South America where they're now producing a cockroach bread, which is supposed to be amazing for malnourished people, the potential is great. Insect farming is now a thing of the future today. It's happening now. People are recognizing more and more that people have always eaten insects and always will eat insects. So if you find a way to do it sustainably, which is fairly easy because of what they consume compared to larger creatures like bovine and even goats and chicken, then the potential for sustainability is great. So people are looking at it because with climate change and all the economic factors and pressures coming to bear on especially small developing countries, we need to look at alternatives. You know, and if this whole tariff thing doesn't teach us a lesson, I don't think anything else will. So we need to look, I'm not saying go out there and eat cockroaches, but look at smarter, better ways of doing what we need to do. What do we need to do? We need to eat, we need to drink. Find better ways of doing it. That's all. So you can save money, save time, save energy, save costs, and in long term, save yourself. Okay? So these animals all have some importance. And even their venom's been studies have been carried out on the venom of all different types of spiders because they do certain things to the bodies of animals. And while you may think venom is bad, venom is good on the other side. For what might be bad one way can be useful another. And all I have to say is the most popular blue pill in the world, Viagra.
Oh.
Its current use was not its intended use. It was a side effect. So they're testing these people and like everybody had a bit of a problem which was kind of hard to understand. So they discovered that, that is an attribute which could be much more profitable for what they were seeking. Yes. And now that is what is, attributed to it. So it's just amazing, I get excited when I learn different things and doing different connections and different angles,
Yeah.
you know. So the angle I would like to see this morning is one of you lovely ladies holding this lovely spider.
That's not going to happen, but I do want to know.
She couldn't be more calm saying that, eh?
What part, are these spiders indigenous to Trinidad and Tobago, or what part of the world are they found in?
Well, it's considered New World tarantulas, and they're from Trinidad right back down to the South Americas.
Okay.
We do have, so it is native to Trinidad, but we have another tarantula which I hope to bring on. It's called the Trinidad chevron tarantula.
Oh, tell me it's red.
It's what?
Is it red?
No,
Okay.
it's kind of brownish,
Okay.
you know. But the thing is, the only place in the world that this tarantula is found naturally is here in Trinidad.
Okay.
So if this tarantula dies out in Trinidad, it goes extinct in the world.
Right.
So we need
That's
to...
the red one. The
brown,
right.
yeah, Trinidad chevron tarantula.
Okay.
Only found in Trinidad, but it's popular throughout the world. The pink toe is also quite popular throughout the world as a pet.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so is the Trinidad chevron tarantula.
Is it bigger?
Oh, much bigger.
Ooh.
Bigger.
Okay, that's
an
exciting.
adult female can literally just kind of like take up your face.
Yeah.
They can get pretty big, but only found here in Trinidad naturally and now being bred around the world.
Right. But you see, I'm excited. Like, I love these things. I love to see these things. I can't wait to meet the, you know,
The big one.
the big one.
I'll make sure we get a big one. Yeah.
But I can't hold it. I'm sorry.
In fact,
Yeah.
I always tell people, it's like, they always say that, I can't hold a tarantula. And I said, I never tried to hold a tarantula. That's one reason I've never been bitten in 50 years. You hold in the tarantula many times, especially these what are considered smaller ones, because remember, they are bird-eating tarantulas also that are quite big. What you do is you allow yourself to represent a tree and let the spider go on you. Because if you hold it, that's an act of aggression. You're acting like a predator, so now it will react. But if you coax it or stimulate it to think that you're okay just so, and it will walk on you, you're good to go.
That's why you did what you did when you put your hand there and it just kind of crawled up.
Correct. I will never try to hold it. In an emergency situation, I would. So in a situation where, say, unfortunately, it jumps on yourself and you are freaking out, you know, I would remove it from you quickly. Okay, I mean, I would still really try to get it to walk on me, but if I have to, I will remove it quickly. But that is not the proper way, you know, and people make mistakes down here because they see people abroad and on YouTube picking up their tarantulas. Those are big, heavy, chunky tarantulas that are a lot more calm. Ours are much more jumpy and reactive. So it's not the best thing to try to pick it up. Let it walk on you, literally. So let's see if you can get him to do that again. He's going to walk up here. And he can
I would recommend it not be like... I'll try my hand.
So I also have to be careful in dealing with these spiders, is that I have to be basically scent neutral. Try not to put on creams and perfumes and stuff like that.
I have a lot of perfume.
Yeah, I know. You have a lot of perfume on. Yeah, we're smelling it all here.
Yeah.
And we'll see if the spider approves of it.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
I wear a lot of creams. I have a lot of cream on my hand.
So some are okay, some are not. They will determine, because I've tried many times to put it on certain people and the spider literally just turns back from their hand, and that would be the result. So we go with the flow of the animal. If the animal doesn't want to do something, you don't force it.
Okay.
So if I'm putting it by your hand and it's moving away, that tells me that he doesn't like.
Can you describe the feeling? Yeah. Describe what the legs feel like.
Gentle touches.
Okay,
Is
it like
touches.
pillowy, soft,
a bit,
fluffy?
Yes, very soft. Just imagine somebody just sticking an eraser and a pencil and just touching you in little steps like that. That's what it is. But in the truth and in fact, at the end of the feet are actually hooks.
Oh, okay.
They're actual hooks. And that is how a spider is able to climb up glass. So it's not suction type, they're little hooks. So glass to us is smooth, but to them, they can find its tiniest little notches and crevices and so on, and just literally put those hooks into there and walk along. All right, so I'm hoping people get a chance to see this here. Yeah. This is a really beautiful specimen there, and there's a slightly sort of burnt umber on the tips of the hairs on it, but it's just really one of the most fascinating creatures around, and the way they move and the feel of it. People freak out, but after you get it to walk on you, it's like, it's not what I expected it to be.
Okay,
it's
Mr.
quite
Mead.
calm.
Oh my God, Naomi.
We're going to do this?
We're going to do this.
We're going to do this. Okay.
We're going to do this.
So this is going to freak Jada out.
Okay.
Because we have to cross Jada. But Jada,
She
you're
may
safe.
not even.
Okay, so I would suggest the back of your hand.
Okay.
It would be less.
Okay, I'm just going to let it cross over, and
Yeah.
then we're going to take it off.
Okay, we can try it like that. Okay.
Excuse me.
All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually hold your hand. Give me your hand.
Mr. Me, you don't like my scent. You don't like my scent. You don't like my scent. I don't think we're doing this. I don't think we're doing this. He's going to poop on me.
Well, actually, the person that should be doing this should be Jada, really, you know, since she's. Where do you go?
Mr. Mead,
Are you seeing him?
Not today.
I think we've lost
I think
the
the
spider.
viewers are seeing him.
Oh yeah, he's on my shoulder.
Yes.
Right there. Okay, yeah. So that's
What causes the fear? What is it? The arachnophobia?
arachnophobia.
What causes that? Because honestly,
Well, you should be telling me.
No, it seems like a beautiful creature, and I will be very, very honest about that. But the way it crawls, it just.
It's because you've been programmed.
Yeah.
We've been programmed. Fluffy, cuddly is nice. Anything that doesn't fit that mold is where is he now?
Yeah, any insect that is fluffy and black seems like it's just wrong.
Right.
Like, you know that caterpillar that's fluffy and it's nasty.
Yeah, I don't know where it is. Oh, he's on this side. Oh, sorry. Yes. We do not want him to jump, so we're gonna coax him back into his enclosure. Come on, Pinky. Come on up front. And for folks, those of you who do not know, that is a laptop that Jada is holding like a little piece of
She's ready
paper.
to just hit the spider.
Right? That's a laptop she's holding. It's not a piece of paper. Okay, I'm trying to get him. Let's see if we can get him to come in front.
Oh, God.
There you go. Lovely. Okay. If he stays there, we good,
You know,
right? So they're seeing him out there.
For the sake of the viewers, I mean, y'all sitting at home, wherever y'all watching, I would love to hold this thing just to, you know, I can also give my view of it. But y'all, I can't do it, you know.
And you know what? You guys sitting at home wouldn't do it either. You wouldn't do it either. Yeah?
I don't think so. I think we got some adventurous people out there.
There are some adventurous people.
Not just that, they're trusted
I'm this
enough.
close to doing it, but
Where is he now?
he's still on your shoulder.
Okay, right there. See? How chill.
Yeah.
You know, some people put a parrot on their shoulder. I put a tarantula. And he's quite chill, right, Pinky?
Okay. Yeah. Before we close the show, because we do have to close, let's let him crawl over my hand,
All
and
right.
then we'll close.
All right, let me see if I can
Real
get him.
quick.
Okay, Jada, I need you to put your hand and just,
Absolutely not.
I need to get the spider off my back.
Well, then you nail me.
Come on, Jada.
Absolutely not.
My arms are just not long enough
Can't you
to
put the
reach
next arm up?
back there.
And you know,
This
if
one?
he
No.
grabs it wrong, she's gonna jump.
On Jada.
Yeah.
Where did he go now?
Get that thing.
Oh, he's on the floor.
Get that thing.
All right. So the spider, leave him alone. He's safely on the floor. All right. I should not be laughing at this, folks. Poor
All right.
Jada's heart is about to give out.
So he's crawling all over the studio. We are going to wrap up this morning. Thank you so much for joining. As usual, we will leave you with this quote. Leadership is not about being in charge. It is about taking care of those in your charge. This is a quote by Simon Sinek. For those of you that don't know Simon Sinek, he's a really very educated guy. He hosts a podcast that I constantly watch his podcast videos. So that's where we leave it for today. Thank you for staying with us. The conversations don't end here. They continue in our communities, in our choices, and in our actions. So until next time, Jada.
See you guys. Engage with us on WESNCC, on our YouTube, on our Facebook. And yeah, maybe your comments can be featured on
Leave your
AM
comments
Prime.
so we can see it and interact with you guys and talk, have discussions, etc. So yeah, stay safe. And we
Stay
will
inspired.
see you. Stay inspired.
Stay wild.
Stay wild.
Yep.
And we will see you back again here tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
WESN.
Don't stop.
Previously on Cover Star.
Just keeping on with my flow.
We met the voices, and we met our first 2 panels of judges. Episode 1, Vonette Bickford and myself, Hannah Abdul. Episode 2, Candice Alcantara and the piano girl Johanna. And shout out to our judges for tonight's episode, Jarrell Forbes, Luke Samerson, and Vonette is back. Over the last 2 episodes, we got into the covers, and the judges looked, listened, and scored. 2 contestants were unable to perform due to illness.